have a formal assistantship before moving.
Noted. No assistantship before traveling.
I didn't really have that. So, and then she was like, just calm down. We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you. I was like, oh, okay. So I think after 3 weeks, they got back.
Oh, wow.
And then the message I got was that, sorry, you were not granted this. And in my heart, I was like, what? Because I really wanted that. And I think just like 3 hours after that, because another message came in, and they were like, hey, we have more funding if you want to. And in my heart, I was like, yeah. I was like, don't say no more. I just, sent them like a yes, that I would be available to do that with them. And yeah, that is where I work like currently, and it's a super cool job.
Hey guys, it's a very windy day in Birmingham, Alabama this beautiful afternoon, and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're joining us for the first time, I'm Fiona, a second-year PhD nursing student in the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Yes, I'm sure you can see a gentleman sitting beside me, and this gentleman is Mr. Sheriff Obuma. He's finishing his master's in public work in a few months. Yay! That's amazing. Well, I don't want to let it get out of the bag, so he's going to tell us everything about himself. So, Mr. Sheriff, can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Because it's afternoon here at Birmingham, so good afternoon. Like she has rightly said, my name is Obuma Sheriff. I'm from Nigeria, and I grew up most of my life, in Nigeria. I only moved here to the States going to 2 years now for a master's program in public health.
Awesome.
Originally, my background, I'm a dentist from Nigeria, so I've done dentistry.
This is
I've done dentistry for I studied dentistry for close to 8 years in Nigeria. Then practiced for 5 years. And then, of course, public health has been a passion for me, and it's something that I wanted to do, and in 2022, that's when I made the decision to come to the States to study public health. And I felt my school here, which is UAB, University of Alabama at Birmingham, is a good fit for me. So yeah, so I moved here in 2022, for my program during the fall.
Amazing. So this is a dentist all the way from Nigeria who moved to UAB just in 2022 doing public health. So how do you fund your tuition here in the School of Public Health?
Oh, okay. So I know that is usually a big headache for most persons. They're always thinking so how do I fund myself? And, all those good stuff. But in 2022, truthfully, before I said I was coming here, I never really would say I had all the funds per se, but I made that decision that I was coming. I was supposed to actually come in 2021. Of course, we know we had a lot of visa delays. I was supposed to come in 2021, or rather in 2022 spring. Yeah, that was it. In 2022 spring, that was when I was supposed to come here. I think they are doing some construction.
Sorry, we are filming outside. We are doing some construction.
That's why you're hearing the noise.
That's why you're getting a lot of noise.
So, I was supposed to come during the spring, but for some reason, we know we have a lot of visa delays back home, especially with processing and all that. So I think I actually did my visa interview a day after resumption in spring. Wow. So when I got my visa, I decided that I was coming in.
Remember, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please come on, hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and turn on your notification bell so that whenever we post a new video, you'll be notified. So you mentioned that you got an admission to study public health in UAB. That's all the way from Nigeria as a dentist to UAB to study. So how do you fund your tuition?
Okay, so I know there's a lot of questions people would always ask, considering the fact that the US educational system is very expensive and stuff like that. But of course, it got to a point I wouldn't really say I had all the money or everything, but yeah, I had to just make that push, to come here. So when I got here, of course, I had someone with me, like to always pay, like maybe the first semester or the first semester of the tuition.
Okay.
But however, going beyond that, I wouldn't say I had everything else, but when I came in, I started looking for jobs. So like just going to offices of people to talk with them because I didn't have like any form of assistantship before traveling. Because I mean, for some persons, they always will feel like, oh, I have to have a form of assistantship before moving.
Noted. No assistantship before traveling.
I didn't really have that. So when I came here, I started going to people's offices to speak with them. But it was kind of different from Africa. You don't just barge into people's offices.
Harassment.
To ask them for stuff. But most of them were like, yeah, I'll get back to you. And then I had to send out some emails as well, to people asking them that if they would want me to, work with them at some capacity, either as a research assistant, whichever way. But as God will have it, because I would say it's God, because I had to pray about it. So my first class that I had, let's say the semester just started, the first class we had, so the professor had mentioned that they have like a position for a graduate assistant. I was like, okay.
First class.
That maybe that is my job. And then I applied for it. And of course, applying, did the interview.
Okay.
And from most of the questions I was asked, I wouldn't say I was so skilled in everything, but they were willing to, like offer you some form of training, as the case may be. So after 3 weeks, I was kind of like so persistent because one of the ladies that has done interviews with us, she was also like my TA. So anytime I barge into her, I'm always like, what's up? Any updates?
Sorry, what's TA so that our subscribers
so TA is like a teaching assistant.
All right.
I was like, oh, okay. You guys, like, any verdict on the employment, whatever. And then she was like, just calm down. We'll get back to you. I was like, oh, okay. So I think after 3 weeks, they got back.
Oh, wow.
And then the message I got was that, sorry, you were not granted this. And in my heart, I was like, what? Because I really wanted that. And I think just like 3 hours after then, because at that moment when I got that message, I sat down. I couldn't study, trust me, because I was like, I had to.
I can imagine.
I was like, I had to start looking for something else. And then another message came in, and they were like, hey, we have more funding if you want to. And in my heart, I was like, yeah. I was like, don't say no more. I just, like sent them like a yes that I would be available to do that with them. And yeah, that is where I work like currently, and it's a super cool job, and it just entails like for me doing some administrative work, and then we also do like some other research-based work. We work with like nursing homes here in Alabama. So yeah, it's a really, really cool job. So it's centered around infection prevention, for nursing homes and maybe these daycare centers and all that. So yeah, I was really, really happy. And then one thing that the graduate assistant comes with is like your tuition. Instead of paying as an international, you can pay like a form of in-state tuition. Yeah, so with the in-state, basically means let's say if my school fees was like maybe most times the fees are usually dependent on these fees are actually dependent on the number of courses you register. So let's say for one credit course, maybe let's say one credit will be like let's say 750, let me put it that way, or let's say 1,000. So it means if you are doing like 9 credit, you have to multiply by 9,000 something. Exactly, because if you're in the US, in person, you are expected to register at least a 9 credit minimum. That's why you're expected to register. It must be 9 credit minimum.
Okay.
Unless it's a holiday semester or you do like a reduced course load or something, which you're entitled to maybe like once in an academic year. So at the end of the day, let's say I was supposed to pay like 11. Let's say I did like 9 credit. At the end of the day, So at the end of the day, I ended up paying like, let's say 5,000. Or 5,000 something thereabout, or less than 5K. So with that, with the money that I was getting as a graduate assistant, because of course, as much as I get the in-state tuition, they also like pay me some stipends, like for upkeep and stuff like that. So with those, of course, I was able to save meticulously to be able to, put into like my tuition. Yeah, and so far so good. That is how I've been doing it. And in as much as maybe from Africa, then we have to maybe change our money into our currency and look for a way to change it back to the dollar, which is more affordable to send you. At some point it was difficult. There was even a semester that my professor just paid for me. She was like, we spoke
from pocket.
She just sent me the money and I was able to pay as well. So sometimes you may be very lucky to meet like really, really good people that are very helpful, and also it depends on how you also present yourself. Maybe they see your seriousness.
Absolutely.
They see that this person is showing that willingness and everything. Yeah, they'll be able to come through for you. So far so good. Yeah, I would say that is how I've been doing it. And I'm about finishing now. It's just in a few months.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's an amazing story. He just came in. He had just money for the first semester. And on the first day of class, he got this information about this graduate assistant position. Then he applied, and 3 weeks later, he was told sorry. And after 3 hours, he was told, there's another funding opportunity. And he mentioned he was praying a lot about it. So this is just God to me. When I first heard the story, I was like, no, he needs to share this story. This is so inspiring. When you just trust that God is going to take care of your situation, no matter how he does it, but eventually he will. This is the real testimony of it. As a graduate assistant, he does administrative work, infection control in nursing homes, and all of
and then sometimes in between, maybe like semesters, I can also do like maybe TA, which is like a
teaching assistant,
where maybe it's like maybe a professor taking a course. It must be a course that I've taken before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I did really well with it, and then assist in grading students, to do office hours for students, and they walk them through their assignments.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
This is really amazing.
That is also paid.
Okay, so this is all about versatility also. He's versatile. He does teaching assistant, graduate assistant, this and that, a lot of other things. So how do you manage this graduate assistant or teacher assistant positions with your studies, your academics?
Yeah, it's pretty flexible, because for them, more often than not, they will always tell you that your academic comes first. Wow. They will also tell you by themselves that that if for any reason, maybe you are pressed for exams, you're pressed for maybe assignments or whatever, just let them know. They will let you do that first, and you can always focus on. So they don't just give you a work to do and say, oh, you have to do this job. The deadline is maybe in the next few hours. No, so most times things are always well structured and pre-planned. So let's say they want you to do something for them. Maybe it may be due in a week time, maybe due in 2 weeks time. So that way you are able to plan yourself and be like, okay, maybe this how we schedule my time, do something about academics, and then of course, and the job is also pretty flexible and hybrid. You don't have to always be there. You can also work from home. So
wow,
you can do it from home. You can do it in person as well. Yeah.
This is really amazing. With working with an understanding team who will say, no, do your assignments first. They don't say, we are paying you for this. You must come. And they say your academic is first. They understand, just communicate. This is really, really amazing. Honestly, it is. So in case you didn't get a graduate assistant or teaching assistant position, what other options would you have explored to pay for your tuition, given that you didn't have enough money on
So, in that regards, for me, so coming here, I basically was thinking that, okay, maybe, of course, maybe like getting a job here, maybe an on-campus job.
Okay.
With that, because I mean, the graduate assistant did help a lot by doing like the in-state, but the with my job, maybe I'll be able to save like a little. And sometimes, I mean, for some students, when they come here, like because we have like a diverse, really diverse communities, of course, we have a lot of Indians and stuff like that.
Right.
And most times, it's not like they have all the funds coming here, so you can do like so we could take like loans. Like I know there is like this Empower loan is there.
Empower, yes. I talked about that.
With Empower, people do get it, so you can apply for it. And then
the Empower?
There's a way they also like tell you to make like payments if you're still a student. There's a way they break it out for you.
Okay.
And I mean, there are even some persons they do like. I mean, if you already have an on-campus job and you're able to get like social security and you don't have like a credit card, some people can meet like maybe Discover. So if some people that use Discover, they can tell them that, oh, yeah, like I need some amount of money based on your students.
Is Discover a bank?
Yes, it's more like a credit card.
Okay.
So you can always.
They can give you more money.
Yeah, they can give you money.
Oh.
So long as you submit maybe like the required documents, show that you're a student and stuff like that. Yeah, they can give you some.
I didn't know about Discover.
And then you can use that to pay. I know I have a friend that did that. And yeah, that was how she was also able to pay because at some point for her, she didn't have like a graduate and depending on the job that she, because she didn't, she was doing a job and the job she was doing, of course, it doesn't offer like a place like UAV, like I always tell most people. Of course, this is more of like a health community kind of. So if you are doing like maybe let's say an art course or an art course, sometimes
it's a bit difficult
for you to get a job. So sometimes you know the schools that you are going into as well for you to be able to. Like like with here, you have like the hospital. So it means if you do anything that is health related, when you are going to science stuff, you always find a way. There's always a place for you. But of course, we also have people that do maybe like MBAs here, like business administration. But we know it's kind of difficult if you're going to get like jobs. But I'm not saying there isn't, but there is.
It's kind of difficult.
Yeah. So for her, she did like Discover.
Oh, okay. That's all amazing.
So I mean, there are
so many options,
but these are the ones I know.
Okay. So these are some options that he would have explored in case he didn't get a graduate assistant, like taking a loan from Empower or using a credit card from Discover or even getting an on-campus job and all. So guys, there are always options. You just need to ask and you just need to take that first bold step to leave where you are, leave your comfort zone and come over here. You speak to the right people, join the right communities, and you're going to get what you need at the end of the day. So, what do you like most about UAB?
Oh, okay. So for UAB, first of all, Birmingham is such a nice place. The weather is great and fantastic because most times when people are coming, let's say from a place like in Africa where we are from, and we know it's typically like a tropical zone, and of course you're always worried like, oh, is it going to be excessively cold here? Am I going to survive and stuff like that? But I mean, it's sunny out there, and in fact, the sun is more scorching than even the ones you have in Africa sometimes because of the humidity. So yeah, the weather really works well with me, and of course I like the weather, and I also like the fact that it's such a diverse community. You have a mixture of races from different places and ethnicities, and is really, really diverse. So that is also really, really nice. And of course, there's something we also call like the Southern hospitality. Of course, people are more like hospitable.
Very hospitable.
Of course, when you meet people, like smiling at you, willing to help and stuff like that. So I think that is one of the things that UAB would like afford you. I mean, it's a nice community. So long as you don't isolate yourself, you're always willing to talk with
be
people.
An island.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, people are more welcoming, I would say.
Oh wow! So UAB is in a beautiful community. The weather is good. People are welcoming. There is a lot of diversity and a lot more reasons make Sheriff to really love UAB very well. And these are some of the reasons why I love UAB as well. So just to wrap up, what is your final word of advice to prospective students out there, especially those who have not been able to secure funding or whatever?
Well, for me, if I was going to like advice, I would say like the first step is actually getting to have that conviction in your heart that you want to really do this or embark on this journey, because of course you are going to definitely hit bumps on the way and stuff like that. So,
Yes.
but the major thing is, first of all, you having that conviction that you want to embark on this, because for some persons they just feel, oh, people are traveling, so I want to travel as well, but you don't have a plan. So you have to actually have a plan on wisdom of what you want, and
Okay.
and you can not take that first step. It's usually that first step that is the most difficult step, but
Right.
once you've taken that, and every other thing will begin to fall in place. I always believe that, and also just being prayerful and stuff like that. So, things will always like work out fine, and just always pray for like the right connections to meet the right people.
Right, people.
Yeah, sort of you can always speak with. I mean, when you're in Africa, you can always also reach out to people because I mean, when I was coming here, I don't know anybody like here, but then again, I went to like the school page. I saw like the African group
Community.
community. I reached out to some persons, just that simple email and
It's a lot.
to just ask questions and all that.
Right.
And eventually, when you do get here, meeting those people in person,
Physically, yeah.
it really helps you, kind of ease yourself and all that. Yeah. So it's just that first step. So,
Alrighty. Amazing. So his final takeaways, you should have a strong conviction, have a great plan, reach out to people. It's very important because when you do, you will never know who can help you. When you do, someone may be able to tell you, okay, this is how you should go and this is how you should do it. So we are very, very happy to have Sheriff here share his story with us. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so that whenever we post a new video, you will be notified. Stay tuned for our next videos. Bye.